Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video I want to talk about my experience at the National. So I just got back from the National this weekend. I have never been to a show of that magnitude at all. I've actually never been to one card show. Growing up in Idaho is rough. Everybody on the West Coast right now who doesn't want to fly to Chicago probably totally relates to that statement. I never went to a card show of that magnitude, and it was definitely interesting. It was pretty overwhelming. I think I was there for 2 days and I did not see really everything at all. It was amazing how many corporate booths there were, how many different big card shops there were, how many individual vendors there were. It was also amazing how there were like two groups of people, some that wanted to sell cards and priced like aggressively and like eBay comps, and others who were way above eBay comps and they weren't very aggressive. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on going to the National and what it was like. The very first thing is you didn't really miss out. Like if you didn't go, it's okay. Like I know people are saying they have like FOMO on Instagram because they didn't go, seeing everybody post things. Everybody makes things seem more glamorous on social media. It was a lot of fun, totally. You know, we paid to have that experience, but it's not like you really missed out on the card experience. I say the social interactions, yes, that was one thing that you can't have on eBay when you meet people and shake hands, which I loved. So thanks for everybody saying hello to me in person. There's a lot of great deals on eBay. So that's the first thing I want to say is don't feel bad. You didn't really miss out. There were good deals to be had if you looked hard, but overall, everything was pretty close to eBay comps or higher. So it's not like there were all these amazing buys that you're missing out on. One thing I do want to say that was kind of eye-opening is there's a lot of cards out there that are not rare. They seem rare, right? Like we see rookie cards, Willie Mays or Hank Aaron or whoever else it's going to be. There were like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of each player, all these different booths. Obviously, it's like the world's biggest sports card show, so it makes sense, but it just shows don't get too crazy and buy something because you feel like you're never going to see it again in regards to at least vintage, because the chances are you're going to see it again. And that's something I found out is there was a lot of different types of cards there. So overall, that was cool. There were a lot of cards that were really unique. I picked some up that I'll show a little bit later in this video. But like I mentioned, the best part was really just meeting people and saying hello to people that you've chatted with through Instagram or on YouTube. It's always interesting after you like talk to someone for a few years on Instagram and you just have like the logo, that's how you know what they look like. And then you meet them and you realize there's a face behind it, you know? So it was a lot of fun meeting those people and it was a great time. There's every single vendor also has a dollar box to go through. It's really impossible to go through the dollar boxes is what I found out if you want to look at everything in the show, just because you can get really stuck into it. I only looked through a few of them. I found great stuff in both of them. And overall, my budget going into the show wasn't very much. I spent a little bit more than I was planning. I didn't have like a $50,000 budget. My goal was to spend around $500 or less. I made a really big trade and added some cash, but overall, I didn't go crazy. And I think that's a misconception as well. I easily could have gone into this show and not bought anything and still would have had a good time. And overall, there's some people who probably went into this looking for certain things and didn't find them. I collect Billy Butler. I found like no Billy Butler cards. I decided I'm going to go ask a bunch of different tables if they have Billy Butler cards, and every single one, I had probably like 40 people I asked besides one person said no, and I bought that one guy's one Billy Butler card for $12, and so that would have been really disappointing if I went to Chicago to find rare Billy Butler cards. There's just some things like ComC or on eBay that you just can't replace at these card shows. There were two negative things about the venue. Every single booth had like a number apparently, but it wasn't really shown anywhere, so you had no idea how to find people because each booth was assigned a location, but they didn't really say where those booths were. In one section of the building they had aisles, but the other two sections of the building they did not. So I got lost a lot of the time looking for ComC. I remember I walked around for 40 minutes looking for ComC. I eventually found it and was able to drop my order off for ComC, but that was a little frustrating overall. And on top of that, it was so extremely warm. It was unbelievably warm, and I could not believe how hot that convention center was. The memes and jokes about people who have body odor is true, but like I feel a little bit more sympathy towards people after being there because you're just packed like sardines into this building and it's really warm. And so I think other nationals in the past were never like this, but overall that was the biggest negative I had, is it was just blazing hot. So the next thing I want to do is just show my pickups that I had and let you know what I targeted and how I did. Here are my pickups. The one challenging thing about the National, if you've been to the National and you're a super collector of a player, it's not the best place to find non-Hall of Famers. And that was the case with Billy Butler. I did find one table that had a bunch of Kansas City Royal cards in a dollar box, so I paid $1 for these. There were a lot more, but I didn't think they were worth $1 because I already owned them or because they just aren't that rare. So these are all numbered except for this one right here. That's because this is the Diamond Anniversary from 2011 Topps, and so I purchased that one. A lot of great ones. I got really lucky with these 10 cards, paid $10 for these. This is a blue, that's a refractor that's numbered to 150. This one's also to 150, maybe 199. Yeah, 199 from Topps Chrome that year. So that was awesome. That was a really good find for me, and that was great. There was only one other person who actually had Billy Butler cards, and he purchased it in a collection and had to look through a box, but he found me a Bowman Chrome autograph autograph refractor, and this is numbered to 500. He wanted 20 bucks for it, which is probably too much for Billy Butler autograph cards, to be honest. So I got this one for 12. I just told him it's a little bit too much, but I took the $12 offer because he looked through a box for me. But on top of that, there were a few people at the show who watched the channel and who are friends on Instagram, and they actually gave me a Billy Butler card or two. So here actually is another Billy Butler refractor, the exact same type of card, numbered to 500 and everything. This one is going to be from Mike from MJH Production, so thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. I also got this one from somebody that found it in a 10-cent box, which is great. Can't remember the name of who it was. I apologize. We didn't like exchange information really, but thank you for doing that. And then the last one, this one's actually from CGC Sports Collectibles. It's another Billy Butler. This is the base. He did find this one at the show in a box. So overall, they're out there. I just didn't do too much box, like searching through dollar boxes, because it's a lot of time and there's just so much to look at. But overall, I picked up quite a few Billy Butlers, nothing high end, but still fun for a binder I have. After that, we have a little bit more of the rare stuff. I found a table from Greeny Sports Cards. They're actually located around Cleveland. They gave me a nice stand, so I'll use this in the video. But you can see these were actually from their cheap box. So I paid $35. These are all numbered. Like this Randy Johnson's a mirror red out of 100. This one is out of 100, out of 50. Out of like 199, out of 90, out of 100 probably. Yeah, and then this one is a Topps Chrome insert, and this one's out of 500. So still fun. They had a lot more stuff as well, but it was the end of the day, so I didn't have too much more. But thank you to Greeny Sports Cards. They gave me a good price on it, and overall, if you're in the Cleveland area, check them out because they're great guys. So, but here's to a little bit more of my bigger pickups. Before I show you those though, I did have a few purchases I just wanted to show you that are pretty cool. Here's one. This is a 2015 Crystal Ball from Stadium Club. This is a super short print, numbered to 70. There's nothing like, this is like the base card. There's also a gold number to 30, but one of the thickest cards you'll ever see, and it's kind of like a crystal ball of Mookie Betts. This is his jersey number, which I thought was pretty cool. And then this one is actually a pretty big card, but this is a orange Topps Chrome. This is his first orange Topps Chrome. This is out of 25. He did not have any numbered Topps Chrome parallels less than 99 his rookie year. This is from 2015, and I appreciate it, Matt. Thank you for the card, and also congrats on the baby that you just had, you and your wife. But yeah, so that's this card. I'm really excited about that one. Looks great. I'll get it graded with PSA or CGC potentially. So these are the true show pickups. The first one is very random. This is an Edgar Allan Poe from 1888. If you know Ryan from Breakout Cards, I told him I found this and he's setting to jump on the opportunity. I wanted a different Edgar Allan Poe, but this one's awesome too. You can see the really Edgar Allan Poe style with the raven, and then you can also just see Poe himself on the front. It's actually a booklet about his life, but I'm not going to open it. I don't want to damage it. I'll get that graded with SGC. Okay, so here is a card that I picked up technically before the National, but I made the trade at the National. So thank you, Kyle, and thank you to your father. I appreciate you both. This is a Mookie Betts pink. This is numbered to 50. I had a pink and I sold it to purchase a Bowman Chrome Gold autograph of Mookie Betts with my other parts of my Mookie Betts rainbow. I miss the pink more than the black, more than the camo, more than everything else. I think the pink looks the best out of all the parallels, the most unique. So I was able to pick this up in a trade. I traded a Mike Trout 2011 Topps Finest X-Fractor BGS 9.5 and a Nolan Arenado Bowman Chrome autograph refractor PSA 8 with kind of a smeared autograph a little bit, not a 10 autograph, probably like a 7 or an 8 for this card, and I'm excited about it. So thank you again, guys. I appreciate it. But this was my big pickup, and I did not go into this show really trying to spend very much money, but this one is an Albert Pujols Bowman Chrome autograph, and this is numbered to 500. This card's unique because there's no other parallels. This is the base version, but it's also the best version you can get for the refractor. Bold autograph, which is extremely rare. Thank you to RBI Crew 7. I did a 3-way trade, but the gist of it all is I traded my Mike Trout Bowman Chrome autograph BGS 9 refractor plus about $1,000 for this card, and my goal was not to spend more than about, $500. So I went a little bit overboard just because I had an opportunity I won't have very often. But this is a really great card for my long-term PC with a great autograph, which is really hard to find. But those were my pickups overall. And so if you're really looking to player collect, like a Billy Butler collector, probably not worth it. But there are some really good opportunities to meet people and to find cards like this that you didn't think you had a chance at. Okay, so overall I did pretty good. Like I mentioned, if you're going for Billy Butler, if you're going for someone specific, even Zach Greinke, I didn't really see any Zach Greinke cards. I actually bought one while I was at the National from a friend on Instagram. But overall, some players are really hard to find that are more rare, but there are really great cards that you'll come across. And overall, the National was a really good experience. Do I need to go every year? Probably not. Do you need to go at least once in your lifetime? Absolutely, especially to meet people and to shake hands. And overall, I met some of you, and thank you for saying hello. It was great meeting you, and thank you for watching the videos. Those are my thoughts on the Nationals. Let me know in the comments below if you didn't go and what your thoughts are, and if you did go and what your thoughts were, and I will see you in the next video.